Again, welcome. Hi, Gary. I'm here. I just now saw you. Sorry, I guess it took a minute for us to all get connected. How are you doing tonight, Gary? Thank you for joining. I'm sure you're already subscribed, but if not, subscribe. Okay, so everybody doing good? Have a good dinner or getting ready to have a good dinner? Uh, I hope so. Not sure what. Oh, yeah, never mind. We're having roast for dinner. So, that sounds wonderful, and it smells amazing in the kitchen right now, which is where I'm at. This is the best lighting in the whole house. Uh, Good deal. Uh, Good deal. I'm glad. All right. Well, I thought I would kind of kick things off, kind of doing what I did with the last live. The last live, I told you guys what national days were being celebrated for that day. We talked kind of extensively on that. A ribeye burrito? Gary, what is wrong with you? You should send me one. I mean, come on now. A ribeye burrito, that sounds amazing. but anyway, let's see. Today, well, hello, Mr. O'Connor. It does sound amazing, doesn't it? Oh, I bet it was awesome. I bet it was. Kind of wish I had one. But this roast is going to be fabulous. I know it is. I've been trying to cook for hours. Oh, so much cheese, huh? You can never have enough cheese, though. But I don't believe there is too much cheese or such thing as too much cheese. I just don't think it's possible. Am I seeing a dog? Yep, there's a dog. Hi, puppy. I don't know that one's name. All right, have one for me. That sounds good. At least one of us will get to enjoy it, right? You can describe it in great detail to me and tell me all about how fabulous it was. But anyway, what national day, not national celebrations have we got going on today? Looks like today, February 18th, is National Drink Wine Day. So if you drink wine, have yourself a little glass of wine. That kind of sounds good. And we've got Popeye Day. I used to love Popeye as a kid. He was one of my favorite cartoons. And one of the reasons as a child I liked to eat spinach. And I don't know, spinach is still one of my favorite vegetables. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. I love spinach. But that what was it, Brutus or yes, it is the first day of Lent. I was going to get there. Yes, I hadn't forgot Lent. It is the first day of Lent today. I wonder, do other religions besides Catholics celebrate or observe Lent? I really don't know all that much about it. I might just ask Google. That's how we find out things. Um, I want to know. Bluto, that's what it was. Bluto. Bluto. Yeah. And olive oil, right? Olive oil, I think. That was his little girlfriend. I knew somebody that looked like her in real life. It was actually kind of, um, I don't know, amusing. She kind of acted like her too. Lent is primarily Christian observation. So apparently, Lutherans, Anglicans, Methodist, Presbyterian, and Eastern Orthodox celebrate it as, and it's often called Great Lent. It says it focuses on 40 days of fasting and prayer, which I kind of knew that one already. I didn't know that it lasted quite 40. For some reason, I was thinking it was less than that, but I don't know. I get kind of confused on that sometimes. I get confused on all the holidays because Catholic has a lot of different celebrations and Saints' Day for every day of the year, things like that. So there's a lot to keep up with. Um, but it wasn't until an adult when I even learned about Lent. The churches I went to as a child didn't really teach about it, you know. Um, anyway, so there's that about Lent. Um, what's the other? We got World Speech Day. So I don't know if it's meaning give speeches like up on a podium or uh, proper speaking or what, but it's World Speech Day and National Healthy Fats Day, which is kind of funny because we are talking about that just last night about with my cousin and I on the phone, talking about how we like to keep the fats on our meats, which might not be the healthiest fats, of course. I'm sure they're referring to things like fats from nuts and avocados and things like that. But we were talking about how we don't like too much of a lean meat cut as far as beef goes because that fat just kind of gives a steak the flavor you want. You know what I mean? But that is the national holidays for today. So, of course, Lent, Drink Wine Day, Popeye, World Speech Day, and National Healthy Fats Day. So, if you guys observe any of this stuff, you're celebrating, uh, party, no, or something. Just kidding. Um, but is there anything you guys know about that I haven't found online or anything? A celebration or observation that you guys know of for today? I'm, I'm not sure if there's anything out there. I'm sure there is more than just the first thing that pulls up on my computer, but that's what we got for now. So I also thought that it might be cool to start learning like the different number one songs for, say, the year I was born, and the year that my husband was born. And if anyone else wants me to check theirs out while I'm doing that, then I will and find out what year, tell me what year or whatever you want me to look up, and I can tell you the number one song for that year. I was kind of surprised by the ones that I pulled up for mine and his. Uh, for the number one song today in 1971, it was Joy to the World by Three Dogs Night. So that kind of surprised me. I don't know, I just didn't expect it to be something like that. Um, and the number one song for the year for 1971 for the whole year was Bridge Over Troubled Water. Uh, Paul Simon accepted the award for that at the 13th Grammy Awards on March 16th of 1971. So, music was so much better back then, in my opinion. I love music in like 70s, 80s, and 90s. Music was pretty good, but I don't know, some of the more modern stuff, I just don't understand what they're thinking or what they're trying to do. I'm just like, oh, this is weird. So, but there's still a lot of new modern type stuff that I do get into. My daughter and I kind of have a thing where every few days, sometimes once a week, just depending on when she has time and thinks of it, but she'll send me a link to a song, maybe two songs to check out. And so that way I get introduced to music I probably wouldn't have found on my own. Um, I try to get my son to do it too, even though my son listens to some horrid music. But it's not really horrid. It's just definitely not my taste. It's too raw. I mean, I like raw music, but I don't like it so raw that it's extreme. Some of the stuff he listens to, but he won't do it. He's not really good at being consistent with anything. But for the year 1975, the number one song was it says the longest number one song was "Love Will Keep Us Together" by Captain and Tennille. Uh, yes, you're right. My parents did think my music was terrible too. Isn't it strange how, like, for us, there's a lot more hardcore rock and roll and heavy metal and things like that. But for our parents, the big no nos were things like the Beatles and Elvis, and that was considered vulgar and raw back then, you know? But yeah, our parents hated our music, and I'm sure our kids will hate their kids' music, and or at least think it's a bit much. I know that with what my son listens to, woo-wee. Now my daughter, she has pretty good taste in music, but, I was kind of a young mom, so we grew up together. So she's kind of in my generation almost. I mean, she's not Gen X, but, you know, she's close. She's pretty close. Um, so I can't find, number 1 for this day in particular on 1975. Uh on the day I was born, November in 1975, the number one song was "That's the Way I Like It" by Casey and the Sunshine Band. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing what was the number one for this particular day in 1975, but that's all right. We know the number one song for it kept the longest running number one song anyway. So, anybody else want to throw a year out there that I can look up? Because I'd be glad to. Is everybody gone? Come on, you guys, talk. No, I would love it if you guys would interact and talk with me and give me some good ideas. Um, if you want to comment, 1968. All right, we will look up 1968. If you guys can think of any fun, interesting trivia facts you want me to do a show on, or any topics that would be, you know, kind of fun and enjoyable for everybody to get together and do, let me know. Um, let's see, 1968. The number one. Let's see. Am I avoiding some of your messages? I don't think I am. Did I miss some? I I haven't seen anything that I was avoiding. Your parents thought your music was terrible too. Then you said 1968, and before that you said Bluto. I don't know what I missed. What did I miss, Gary? Uh, let's see. The number one song. Uh, let's see. What was the number one song for 1968? It was "Hey Jude," which is one of the best songs. I think I love that song. "Hey Jude" was the number one song, best performing single for 1968. And Simon and Garfunkel also scored a number one with Mrs. Robinson. So that's pretty cool too. And then Marvin Gaye uh, got his first number one as a solo artist, and with "I Heard It Through the Grapevine." So, and I remember that with the California Raisins. Do you guys remember the California Raisins? Those little shriveled up raisins. Well, they weren't really that little, but and they danced around and sang. And they were pretty cool. I, I really can't see a message that I missed of yours, Gary. I'm sorry if I missed something. Um, let's see. But anyway, I don't know. Is there a particular genre of music you guys like to listen to? Or I kind of know my cousins. So there's a big Tom McDonald fan. It's pretty cool. I like his girlfriend Nova. She's pretty cool too. She's got some good music. Uh, but I like a wide variety of music. Ah, okay. Yeah, they may have censored you. I see. I can't find anything that I didn't respond to, so that's probably what happened. It's kind of weird. We all used to get together. Yeah, rap music. Yes, definitely. I know you like rap, and that's one of his too. Is rap. He loves rap. Uh, okay, all right. Yeah, just text me. Let me know. Um, Let me know what it was what I didn't see or didn't get to see. Um, but anyway, I like a lot of rock and roll, heavy metal, alternative music. That's kind of like my main genre, but I like all kinds. Uh, I like most of the rap that he listens to, but there's some of it I'm just kind of like, eh, it's there. But rap's pretty cool. Kind of can put you in a mood, give you energy, that kind of thing. That I was scrolling and found you. Well, hello. Is it Sakol? I'm not sure if I'm saying that wrong. And if I am, I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend at all. But hello and welcome. I'm glad you're here. Uh, Come join us. We're about to check out some fun trivia facts or uh, just unique and weird facts. And we've just been kind of going over some music that we like. Do you have a particular kind of music you like? Um, if you do, let me know in the comments. Uh, anyway, so I thought I would get into some trivia, just some weird things that people may not know. I said it right. Okay, great. Awesome. Well, again, welcome. Thank you so much for being here and joining us for a little while. All right. Let's look at some of these facts and see what we can learn that we might not have known. Interesting facts for adults. They're just kind of random, no particular order, or they're not even organized or anything. They're just kind of there. Hi, Roman. Welcome. Welcome. Glad you could join us. Yes, Saturday and Wednesday at 6 p.m. You guys be sure to come back and visit me again. Uh, for now, that's what we've decided this show is going to be, is Saturday and Wednesday, 6 p.m. here on Camden 333. Well, hello, Mr. Hello, Alex. Love from Ireland. Oh, wow. All the way from Ireland. How cool. Awesome, Roman. I'll look forward to seeing you. A favorite dinosaur. Mm, I don't know. Let's see. A favorite dinosaur. Maybe I like the pterodactyl because they're kind of crazy. They're a little violent. But fish. Oh, you love Irish. I see. So I was talking about the song from 1968, I believe it was. I heard it through the grapevine, right? So this is what got brought to me. I don't know if you guys can see it well. The Trek Star. Well, hello, Trek Star. Welcome. Yes, they are very awesome. There's a little guy from the grapevine from the California raisins, isn't it? I think that's what they're called. Yeah, it's hard to read them sometimes, huh? You can't tell. We're kind of off topic on this one, but everybody has got to see my favorite little Marvel character. He's kind of my hero. No, I'm just kidding. He is my favorite, though. This is Groot, baby Groot. It's from Guardians of the Galaxy. Very funny. Fight the dinosaur because you will get your ass kicked. Yep. Yep. Boy, I'd hate to know that we had to fight off dinosaurs nowadays, huh? Groot is the best. I love Groot. He is like my favorite. He is a man of few words, tall, dark, and handsome. Just says, I am Groot. And it means everything. It can mean anything and everything. I love this. I've got to get me a baby Groot. This is not. Groot looks like your ex girlfriend. Is that what you said, Alex? Oh no. Groot. Oh, I'm only joking about the tall, dark, and handsome. No, I just love Groot's attitude, especially when he's growing back up after he becomes the little guy right here. When he starts growing back up and they show like a scene of teenage Groot sitting there playing this video game or whatever and being told to clean his room and he gets that teenage attitude. That is hilarious. But I just love that he can say I am Groot and it can mean have a nice day or I am Groot and it could be telling you where to go and it not be so pleasant. But anyway, Groot's a lot of fun. So we got two little neat props brought. Emphasis on X. Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a couple of X's that I emphasize the X for sure. Um, so, bald eagles mate for life. Tammy, I can't ask that. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Uh, anyway, bald eagles mate for life, which is kind of cool. I think a lot of animals do. I know penguins do. Penguins will give their mate a pebble, and that's like their little token of love, or maybe their engagement ring or whatever. But they mate for life. Um, huh? Swans mate for life. Uh, I also learned that otters, when they go to sleep at night, they hold hands so that they don't float away from each other, which I think that's pretty cool and also sweet because otters are adorable. Let's be for real. So there is a statue of Jason Voorhees from the Friday the 13th movies, um, chained to the bottom of a lake in Minnesota. Hmm, I didn't know that. I would I would never have dreamed that. Abraham Lincoln, our 16th wonderful president, was dun, 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 licensed to be a bartender. I didn't know that. I knew he was a boxer, but I did not know that he was a bartender. Oh, I mean wrestler. I said boxer. Yeah, I meant wrestler. But yeah, he was a bartender apparently. And Vincent Van Gogh, he was known to only sell one painting during his lifetime. He was only alive for one of his works to be sold. That's, I mean, a lot of people become more famous post mortem, but that would kind of stink to know you did all that beautiful work. Chicken nuggets made for life. Chicken nugget, they probably do for what's left of it anyway. Um, Queen lead singer Freddie Mercury was born with four extra teeth in his upper jaw, giving him his distinct smile. Now, I don't know if this is not part of the fun fact, and I don't know if it's 100% true, but I have read articles that Freddie Mercury refused to have dental surgery to fix his teeth because was afraid that it would mess up his singing voice. So he left his smile the unique smile that it was. You think that's true, Gary? You may be right. I hope it's true. That's kind of cool. All right, here's one. The song Yesterday by the Beatles. It is considered the most covered song in music history. Um, so people have done more covers of that song than any other song ever. It's a wonderful song. I'd like to hear some of the versions. Maybe one day I can just sit back and yes, brilliant singer Freddie Mercury was amazing. Like, uh, maybe I can look one day and see who all has covered the song yesterday. That would be kind of cool. Uh, Lobsters have blue blood. I didn't know that. Blue blood. Hmm. Okay. Napoleon Bonaparte was once attacked by a swarm of rabbits. Freddie Mercury was from Turkey. Is that correct, Camden? Uh, yeah, I was thinking that was. I watched a documentary, I think's what they call them, documentary on him. And it was pretty interesting. Okay, so a swarm of rabbits, I guess that's what you call a bunch of rabbits. Impossible? No, it's not. What's impossible? Anyway, a swarm of rabbits. I guess that's what they call a bunch of rabbits. I wouldn't know what they're called. One of these days, I should do something about that too. Uh, Coco Chanel is credited for originating the little black dress back in 1920. So all these ladies getting dressed for date night in their little black dress, that was started by Coco Chanel in 1920, over 100 years ago. Leprechaun stole your pot of gold? Oh no. That's out. They're sneaky little boogers, aren't they? Yesterday is the most covered song. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's the one that's true, yeah. Um, let's see, there are more stars in the universe than there are grains of sand on Earth. Now that one I can completely believe because we watch a lot of videos. They just took your pot, Gary. We watch a lot of videos about galaxies and outer space and comets and things like that. And so I can totally believe that there are more than there are grains of sand, which there's a lot of grains of sand too. But we were watching one thing, it looked like just a big starry sky, just clustered with stars. And each dot we were looking at wasn't a star, it was a whole entire another galaxy. So outer space is like beyond comprehension. Chewbacca in Star Wars is based on George Lucas's dog, an Alaskan Malamute named Indiana, who also inspired Indiana Jones. Well, that's kind of cool. That's cool. I don't understand how Chewbacca could be based on a dog. I mean, he is a big, hairy animal. Yes, on average, 10 pints of blood in the human body. I learned that last night as well. I should have known it from my time in the hospital, but I didn't remember how many pints. Um, well, no. what I read, let me look that up because what I read was something about only five blood kinds of blood. Average pints of blood in the human body is 8 to 12 pints. Yep. So 10 would be about average. That, yeah, that's true. Whatever I watched last night didn't have their facts straight, apparently. Okay. The liver is the only human organ that can fully regenerate itself, which is really cool. Because if you happen to need a liver transplant, which one of my friends is looking at that possibility very soon, um, you can get your, you know, a liver donated or a piece of liver donated, and you don't have to wait on a huge long waiting list for someone to have an accident or naturally pass or whatever, because our bodies can regenerate our liver, which is really cool. Let's see. The oldest continuous sporting event in the United States is dun, 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 the Kentucky Derby. I didn't know that. I wouldn't have thought that in a million years, to be honest. But I've heard about the Kentucky Derby, Kentucky, Kentucky Derby, growing up my whole life. So, uh, babies are born with between 275 and 300 bones in their body. And by the time they're adults, they only have 206 left. So that's kind of crazy because the bones fuse together as you grow. Like, babies are born with that soft spot. And by the time you're adult, it's all closed and your skull is together. Um, yes, babies don't have kneecaps when they're born. I forgot about that, including its territories. France has 12 time zones, the most of any other country. Now, I've heard that we use less than 5% of our brain, but I've also heard that that is a myth, Alex. I'm going to check out what Google has to say about it. Um, we use all of our brain, we use 100% of it, but we don't use it all at the same time. What? France? What's France? What's France? What? Time zones. Okay, I'll look that up. Okay, it does say humans use virtually 100% of our brains, but we don't use all of it at the same time. Um, there is a common myth that we use between 5 to 10% of our brains only, but that's just not true. Uh, it's a myth that originated from the early 20th century, misinterpretations of neuroscience. Okay, let's see. How many time zones? Time gone to Great Britain. Is that what you'd like to know, Gary? Uh, France has 12, and during daylight savings time, sometimes they have 13 uh, time zones in Great Britain. There we go. The Kingdom only uses one time zone. However, including its overseas territories and crown dependencies, the UK covers a total of 9 distinct time zones. So that's their 9 are covered. That Great Britain only generally uses one. There are more. Oh, I read that one. The longest over water flight without alternative airports is from the coast of California to Honolulu, Hawaii. Huh, I didn't know that. Uh, After Steve Carell left The Office, James Gandolfini, I don't know, from The Sopranos was offered the role and turned it down. What's Russia? Did I answer your question, Gary, or was there something else you were trying to ask? 13-hour flight. Yeah, without stopping, that's a pretty long flight, isn't it? We want to look at Russia time zones. I think I heard this just a couple of nights ago. I can't remember. So I'm looking it up. I have lost something. I have got to drink. There are 11 time zones in Russia, Alex. Vlad the Impaler. Yeah, I was supposed to get on and do a Valentine's show about the history and origination of Valentine's Day. And Dracula is also based on Vlad the Impaler, apparently. But no, Valentine's Day and Vlad don't have anything to do with each other. I just thought about, icky, gory stuff. Um, Clarinets are made almost entirely out of wood from the Mapingo tree. I don't know if I'm saying that. Oh, Great British Britain is a time zone? Yeah, I guess it would be out of those 9 that they're talking about, maybe. I'm not sure. Uh, William Morrison in the year of 1890 was the first successful electric car in the United States. Alex said nothing great about Great Britain. Well, I don't know. I will let you guys have your opinion, but I don't know enough to have an opinion about Great Britain. I've only been to one overseas country, and that was Korea. And I was right at 13. So it was really a cool experience. I loved it. At Elephants have a gestation of 22 months. I, as a mother, could not imagine being pregnant for 22 months. 9 was plenty enough. Thank you very much. Uh, yep, almost 2 years. It takes roughly 540 peanuts to make 1 jar of peanut butter. That's a lot of peanuts. I used to know who invented peanut butter. I know the guy's last name is Washington, but I can't remember his first name. Oh, yeah, it was George Washington Carver. That's right. George Carver Washington, somewhere around in there. Holy smithereens, Batman. Yeah, holy smithereens, Batman is right. To be pregnant for 22 months, almost 2 years. No, ma'am. Thank you very much. But I would not be having any children. Nope, not doing it. Uh, Alan Shepard played golf on the moon in 1971, according to Google. Um, Ferret legging is a endurance sport in which competitors attempt to keep ferrets trapped in their pants for as long as possible. Peanut Washington. Yeah. Uh, Ferrets trapped in your pants as a sport. Come on now, people. They must have been somebody really, really bored and had some ferrets at home or something. Isaac Newton invented the color wheel. We were just talking about this the other night. I couldn't remember who invented it. It was Isaac Newton, the oldest living animal on Earth, land animal. is 192 years old, and it's a tortoise named Jonathan. That's pretty cool. I love tortoise and turtles and all kinds of manner of amphibians. The huh? I mean, I said amphibians. See, I'm reading and talking, and that's not working out so well for me. Uh, but the hardest bone in the human body is the femur, and I know that because of the one that I managed to break. The deepest part of the ocean is 35,870 feet down. Whoa. A silverback gorilla can lift 1,763 pounds. In other words, let's not be messing around with any gorillas trying to pick fights or anything. They will hurt you. um, you guys don't forget to come back and visit when we have our next show on Saturday. And please subscribe. It'll help us keep doing this. Um, the sun is about 400 times larger than the moon. The average person blinks 14 to 17 times a minute. 90%, 96% of the world's population lives in the northern hemisphere. I think a lot of people know honey doesn't spoil, but that's kind of on my list. There's a whole lot on this list to cover. I pulled up a whole big list, but we're probably not going to make it even through half of them tonight. No, Camden, I will not be singing a song tonight. I'm sorry. I still haven't gotten my voice back from when I got sick in Christmas at Christmas time. But then again, I don't know. Gary might know, but the other people in the room might not know that Tammy only has one octave. Camden only has one octave in her voice at all. Um, it's kind of crazy. Um, the average golf ball has 336 dimples. Hmm. 50 to 80% of Earth's living organisms are in the ocean. Cool. Very cool. It's true. Yeah. It's amazing to hear her try to scream because she cannot get a scream out. She cannot hit any other pitch besides the one she's got. So it just kind of sounds like she's blew all her breath out, then tried to scream or something. There's like, it's nothing. It's not there. It's not happening. Um, Well, it seems like we've had a pretty good length of time here tonight. I'm going to try to keep it about 45-minute show. So I'm going to ask if you guys have any topic ideas, anything you would like to cover, like me to cover, that I could do on Saturday for you. I can look up information and we can chit chat about whatever kind of cool stuff you guys want to talk about. Um, Anyways, if you have any suggestions, and like Gary, you know us. Uh, we, if you have permission, what, what are we getting permission for? Um, anyway, if you guys would like me to talk about anything that you're interested in, please let me know. If you know me, you know how to get in contact with me. So hit me up. Tell me some ideas, Gary. I know you got to have some ideas of what might be fun or interesting. We're all kind of in the same age group, and I know that we all kind of like to watch cool stuff, and we've had some great talks together. Maybe we can all like get on here and get together one day. Join me on here, and we can all kind of just cut up. Yes, just a silent screamer, absolutely. But anyway, if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. Come back and see us Saturday at 6. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight. It was just kind of a random list of weird facts that I looked up. And anyway, it's been fun. I'm glad you guys all came. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful night. Bye.